All right, I got the green light and I got the green mic. That's right, folks. We're live. We're here on FM 105.5 and AM 660 The Answer. And that we is us, the American Adversaries Drive Time Prime Time Show. Christopher Hart here along with the chairman of the board, Mike McBath, as we come to you live from the Mercury Free Broadcasting Studios. Don't forget, for the very best in Mercury Free dental care, call my dentist, the award-winning dentist, Dr. James P. Hardy at 407-678-3399. And don't forget to ask him about his great book, Mercury Free. Got a lot to talk about in this second half of the show. Hope you caught the first half, but if you didn't, thanks for tuning in now. We appreciate you being with us however long you can be. Don't forget, if you miss any portion of any of our shows, you'll be able to go to our archive at AmericanAdversariesRadio.com and listen to them to your heart's content. And now you can also see us on most of our shows, thanks to Lucas Paris, General Lucas Paris, and the Pariscope. Just go to Adversaries TV on YouTube, type in Pariscope, and then you'll catch us in our full glory, and you'll see Mike McBath wearing his pink shirt today.
A swinging guy from South Jersey. Loves all the chicks.
There you go. The chicks love you. Jeff Sinnis is on the bridge tonight, so we're in good hands. Nick Cicero is on a leave for a few days. He'll be back next week, though. 407-774-8255 is our phone number. And as I said, we got a lot to talk about. In the first half of the show, though, we talked about some new poll numbers out. Quinnipiac poll that shows both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump up big in each of their parties' primary race in the states of Florida, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. And, of course, Trump is still up in New Hampshire and Iowa, where Bernie Sanders is giving Hillary Clinton some heartburn. But when you get out into the other states, in particular the South, Bernie Sanders' message is not selling well. With Donald Trump, his message is selling well everywhere. What are those numbers again, just here in Florida?
You know, Chris, just on the Florida poll, this is the one that shocks me, too, because Florida is not like South Carolina, you know, the people-wise and business-wise.
Well, Florida is a good test market. You got a very diverse
I think it's very
population.
Much like the country.
Yeah. And
this is a blowout. Trump 28, Carson 16, Rubio 14, and really Bush 12. 28-12? And this is a state where Bush was the governor? And I think this is, I call, as you mentioned, this is a good dictate, I think, how the nation looks at this thing. So, you know, stronger, 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 and he goes right into the battleground state where both Rubio and Bush are from, and, you know, he's flying high.
Yeah, and someone who seems to have cooled in these polls, and you also, there's a Reuters nationwide poll that shows Trump 33, Carson 16, Jeb 16, Rubio 7, so it's pretty similar to that Florida poll, with exception of Jeb and Rubio. Carly Fiorina seems to have cooled off a little bit in these polls. But nonetheless, Trump is still strong, but Carson is getting more and more attention now that he is being viewed as more and more like Trump, more and more of a serious candidate who can actually make a run out of this thing, not just some fly-by-night, here today, gone tomorrow type thing.
This guy is likable, though. I heard him again today for a while, and I mean, he's just a likable guy. He's non-offensive. You know, you just wonder, can he be tough enough at the time to be? But obviously, to do the work he did, that mentally it took a pretty strong person. So,
well, but the attacks are coming now.
You listen to him, you like it, and I know it's coming. It's coming. We all know.
Well, as a matter of fact, one came from was it a college?
This is a great story.
Prof,
one of our Ivy League havens, the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia, right?
No.
Yes, the Penn Quakers. I know them very well, and one of their professors, Anthea Butler. Butler, she felt that that Ben should be called the Coon of the Year. He should win that award. Isn't that disgusting? And you know why? Because in one of his conversations, he was supporting allowing the Confederate flag to be used in NASCAR. You know, wasn't that a sweet comment by this professor?
Well, that's what they do. That's what liberals do. And unfortunately for black people and women, if you don't toe the liberal line, you really catch it. like he's catching it,
right.
like Sarah Palin caught it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Carly's going to get her share of it too. And it's because women and blacks and Hispanics automatically should be liberals, right? I mean, because liberals are there for you. You are the perfect victim. You are the perfect one who should be living your life in terms of victimhood. And when you don't, you catch hell. And obviously that word coon is a very derogatory word. To me, it ranks right up there with the N-word.
You got it. I would say it matches it one-on-one, and maybe...
Right, but see, a liberal can get away with that.
Oh, I know. And she's a professor. I would like to see where she got her Ph.D., and I mean that. I wonder if she... there's a lot of these phonies sitting inside these Ivy League schools who are politicians who really don't have the degrees, or they had some specialty that they go, well, we don't have somebody... They're not even PhDs, and they make a statement like that. I would love to know where Anthea Butler went to school.
Well,
I can guess. I don't want to put it on the air, but I got a real good feeling I know.
Well, their derogatory marks, their condescension, their arrogance, it really comes to fruition when it's someone like Ben Carson or a woman. And Ben, I think, will understand that this is sort of a coming of age, if you will.
This is going to happen more and more.
Exactly.
Right. And toughen them up and get ready. Get ready.
But also, hopefully, it will open other people's eyes who may not have, before this been, prone to opening their eyes. Because Ben Carson he's the epitome of what Martin Luther King wanted all black people to be, and that is to make the most out of yourself and be the best at what you do, no matter what it is, and make the white person see that you are just as a human being as anybody. Mm-hmm. And Ben Carson epitomizes that. The man is brilliant. There's no question about it. And his style, his soft-spokenness, like I said, I would love to see him on the ticket as a vice presidential candidate for two reasons. One, I don't think he could win because you need more of a cheerleader. But two, he would be the soothing, healing force who would be free to go around this country as vice president, to go around this world as vice president with that demeanor of his, with that brilliance of his, and yes, with that skin color of his, which would bring people back together. He is a healer. We need a healer, but we also need a tough guy.
Plus, his style is sort of the reverse of Trump, but there's sort of that would be a pretty neat little combination.
Absolutely.
Because even this morning on MSNBC, and I had to laugh about this, they were trying to work him over. The guy comes on there, does a nice job, and then they said, well, what would you do tax-wise? And he said, well, I'd bring the $2 trillion over, and obviously that would be a great stimulus. Well, how would you tax it? He said, well, I would say take 10% of it and put it in the, entrepreneurial zones or economic zones in the inner city and try to develop business and get people to work. And then one of the wise A's, right, they go like this, well, you're not that well educated in money and finance. How do you know about it? He said, do you understand? I was on many, many boards. I sat in when they went through. I know. I mean, these people, I love these people that are journalists. They probably have a degree in journalism, which is nothing, actually. At Penn State, if you couldn't... we used to honestly say that to our athletes. Say, if you can't get through phys ed, we're going to put you in journalism. That was like the last drop-off for an idiot. Yeah. And boy, does it reflect in our society today and what we see on TV every day. Yeah. I mean, it turns my stomach.
Well, that's how Al Gore got a college degree. He couldn't get a law degree. Right? He flunked out of law school. He flunked out of humanities, basically. Yeah. So he got himself a degree in journalism.
Isn't that one? I'm glad I know that. I even have less respect for the guy.
Right. But Ben Carson is... As I said...
That would be a wonderful combination.
I think so, because they would certainly complement one another. We need a tough guy. By the way, if you listen to him, though, he talks real tough. He talks about getting tough with the Islamic threat, obviously,
Right.
with the controversy about having a Muslim as president or not. He knows something
Right.
about Islam.
Oh, he
much
does.
more than I dare say most of the rest of the candidates,
Than
maybe
Hillary.
even all of the rest of the
I will
candidates.
assure you he doesn't.
Absolutely. And when it comes to the gun control thing, now some people have said he was soft on the Second Amendment, but right now he sounds pretty tough on the Second Amendment. For instance,